Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to a productive day in the life vlog, stay at home edition. Because I don't plan to leave my house, run errands, or do anything remotely outside of this household, we are being homebodies today. I really want to get loads of reading done, just relax, sit back, have a good time, and be productive, but at home. I am about to make my weekly coffee, and I'm starting to call them weekly coffees because I can't have caffeine every day because of my chronic condition, which is also why I've been gone. As a little sidebar, just thought I'd share a little bit. A bunch of you guys have been like DMing me and just wondering where I'm at, where I've been, what I've been doing. I've also been receiving comments in videos, so just like, where are thou, Mel? Where are thou? And I just had to take a little bit of a step back because of both of my chronic conditions, on the temporomandibular disorder and bruxism end, and then also my eating disorder. Summer for me, I know, is always going to be like a really tough time because technically, you know how everybody says like, oh, I've got seasonal depression, but it's always typically during the winter where it's like those really like cold, kind of desolate, dark months. For me, it's y'all's spring, summer, because that's technically our tropical rain season here in Panama. And so it's a lot of rain, it's a lot of like bad weather. And I know every single year it's going to hit me around the butt, and there is just no way to prepare for it. I tried to this year and I did not prepare because there's just no way to. And I started having a lot of flare-ups with my eating disorder and then also with my jaw condition. And I had to, again, take a step back, make sure that I was taking care of me, and that I was kind of out of socials for a little bit there to really make sure that my mindset was in the right space. So there was a lot of jaw therapy, making sure I was taking care of this. I went to acupuncture on Tuesday, so 3 days ago, which is why I have this little bruise on my face, because we tried new spots this week because new spots had pain and that was new. And so I don't typically like lump or bruise unless it's a new spot, and this time I bruised. Unfortunate that it's on my face, but that's just where we're at. I decided to get back into movement, which has been something that's been really difficult for me in the past and something that I wanted to make sure that I was not doing for disordered reasons. It's been a really good time, but just thought I'd kind of fill you guys in on why I've been gone for a little bit there. And it's always kind of difficult to prioritize myself and see me taking care of me as something that is productive, even though that it is. But now we're feeling better, which is good. On that Debbie Downer note, I am going to be reading Red Rising with my weekly coffee. Because I went to bed at 2:30 a.m. yesterday. I have a readathon on Patreon this weekend, and it was like very world building heavy, twists heavy, because we are doing team versus team over on Patreon, and it is very competitive, and we have a storyline going, and it's going throughout all of August, but this specific weekend, it's like crisis weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And so I was preparing all of the material for the weekend yesterday, went to bed super late, and I need coffee, first of all, to keep me alive and awake. But aside from that, I have 24 pages left of Red Rising. Finally, Mel read fucking Red Rising. It's been so long since I said, oh my God, Red Rising, 5-star prediction. Oh my God, I'm gonna read Red Rising. And then I hadn't picked it up, but we're here. And we're almost done with it. I think I am going to sit on my rating though, just because I don't know quite what I'm going to rate this yet, but I am having a good time. There was a rough patch there at around like page 100 to 200, somewhere around that I really wasn't having a good time. We had like a Hunger Games capture the flag situation, which really does take the bigger chunk of the book, really spans through the course of around 250 pages, I'd argue. So it's long. I could not bring myself to care a single bit about what was happening, and I had a rough patch. But after that, it got really good. We've been getting so many twists and turns, which is fantastic, and so many good reveals, because the truth is we don't know any of these people, and any of them could be lying for the sake of power. And so the fact that we are getting that slow release of information as to who these characters are, where they come from, what their motivations may be, who is having like a corrupt little hand into what's going on at the moment, and everything else, it's been quite good. I think Piers Brown, I was gonna say Piers Brosnan, and that is two different people. But Piers Brown is really good at that slow release of information to keep you really gripped into the story, which I love. And so there's that. But essentially in Red Rising, we follow Darrow, who lives in Mars, and Mars's society is basically built on colored castes. So the Reds are the bottom of the tier. They essentially work for the Golds, and they have to do what they're told. And then the Golds rule over mankind, and they rule over everybody. They are superior in every way, both in brains and bronze and everything in between. And then in between these two colors, you obviously have every other color, and each cast dedicates itself to different things. It's almost like the districts from the Hunger Games. Each thing is a different thematic, and Darrow goes through a big tragedy that basically leads him on this path of revenge. And in order to get the revenge that he wants, he needs to infiltrate the Golds, which is virtually impossible because the way that they look physically is so different from one to the other. And so Darrow will stop at nothing to literally infiltrate the Golds, make sure to get in those ranks, and make sure to destroy them from the inside out. It's crazy. It really is so wild. It's so gory and like graphic in its violence. So if you're not into that, just letting you know, may not be the book for you. The politics of this world, the corruption of this world, and the lies that have been told for over 400 years to these people are actually wild. But I love the games. I didn't at first, but now I love the Hunger Games capture the flag situation they've got going. The competition, highly competitive, super cutthroat. They literally stop at nothing to get what they want. You don't know who's lying, but there's also this sense of like found family with some of these characters. But the truth is, like, you can trust no one. That's just like the bottom line of this competition. And we're about to finish it. So here's the thing. I didn't know when I was going to rate this. I'm giving this 5 stars. I'm sorry. I am sorry for any doubt I had in the past of what this book would be rated. I am losing my goddamn mind. I need to see if this is available to borrow on Libby. Not this, the second book, Golden Sun, I think it is. I always get it confused. I don't know which is the second and third one between Morningstar and Golden Sun. And it really just reminds you like what is at the core of this book, which is dominance, no matter the consequence, no matter the means, power, influence, corruption. It's just all so twisted. And the fact that the base of the games of the competition they were a part of is that exact same thing. It is essentially to pass on the knowledge to the new generation, to know and learn how to basically subjugate other people and build the system from scratch, and so that they can carry on the legacy of ruling as Gold. It is so sick and twisted. It's so wild. It's so nasty, but it's so fascinating. So I need to see if the second one's available on Libby, because apparently I'm just reading all good books this month, and I love that for me. Golden Sun, that's the second one, right? Okay, yes, number 2 in a series, place hold. How long will that be? 4 weeks. It'll probably come in earlier than that, so I can deal with 4 weeks. So I just placed a hold. We'll see what happens. I also, if I can find a hoodie that says Howler, I want to be a howler too, without the killing. I need y'all to see this properly. Like, she's reaching for my hair and she's trying to eat it. What are you doing? I raised a demon. I raised a demon. Alright, so live sprints have ended and now we are sprinting on Discord because we can't get enough sprints. Right there, I'm in the dark right now. The lighting just changed a whole lot. I'm really sorry, but we're sprinting. We're being productive. And while those sprints are happening, I am just updating the Excel sheet for the readathon happening over on Patreon. Again, since it's a month-long thing, I want to make sure that I am having everything cataloged, everything logged, everything in its rightful spot. So right now, let me just show you. Let me turn this back around. I am just over here inputting all of the books being read for the readathon, and we are currently, believe it or not, 11 days into the readathon, 198 books into this Patreon readathon, which is wild. And so that's currently what I'm occupying myself with while we sprint on Discord, because I do have live sprints again at 7 p.m. and then I'm going to keep reading. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading before then, but I did start something I've been meaning to start for a while, and that is Villains Are Destined to Die. This and Solo Leveling really blew up a few months ago, and my patrons kept telling me, Mel, you need to read this. Mel, you need to read this. It's so good. And when I went to Miami, I caved in and I bought Villains Are Destined to Die. And this is basically an isekai manhwa, which is a Korean graphic novel. And isekai basically stands for a plot where the main character suddenly wakes up in a different world, an alternate reality other than their own. And so in this one, we follow our main character who grew up as an orphan, very underprivileged, and then one day she just finds out that she is actually the daughter of somebody who's very, very wealthy. She has got brothers, and she moves into said dad's estate, but nothing really goes well. She is malnourished while she is there. She is mistreated while she is there, and she simply does not have a good time in this household, but it is really her only option as somebody who is underage and obviously can't make these decisions herself. And so she finds herself in this very neglectful and abusive household that mirrors the life of a game character, Penelope Eckhart. The game that is massively featured in the manhwa is a game where you need to find love. In normal mode, you play as the hero, and in hard mode, you play as the quote-unquote villain. But in reality, the villain is not evil. She is just misunderstood, and also, again, very much in a similar situation as our main character. And the whole point of the game is to gain enough affection from her potential love interest and people around her in order to win, except that when you're playing the villain in this game, it is super easy to die, and literally nothing you do earns you anything good. And so she has to figure out how to pass the game and how to survive in this world that she has woken up in. I am loving every single second of this. That whole I go to bed, wake up somewhere else, honestly one of my favorite things to consume in media. I find it so interesting. I think especially because she has a prior knowledge of the game and she has played it. She has tried to win the game as Penelope. It's going to be really interesting to see her navigate all of these different choices and whether she knows what the right choice is or if she's just like trying, and if there are any retries. If she gets out of the game, will she be able to go back in? I really want to see all of that, and so I'm having a great time with Villains Are Destined to Die. I'm going to keep reading this during sprints later today. However, at the moment, I really do want to finish updating this spreadsheet so that it is updated and done, and then also need to reply to YouTube comments because I did upload a video today after being gone for a few weeks, and so I want to make sure that all of the comments are tended to, and we'll go from there. So this is like the behind the scenes productive part. Stay at home, all the things. This is basically what would go down in one of those days. And I also have to request my PO box packages for tomorrow, so all of that needs to get done. I'm very excited. After sprinting all day and just doing all of the things, currently on my last sprint over at the office, but I did finish Villains Are Destined to Die, and I am so excited to read the second one. I am probably going to order this and the third one, which are the only ones available right now, or I may just wait for the new one to come out, because the new one's coming out in 11 days. So maybe I should just wait and get the three of them together, because I just know this is something I'm going to fly through and read and enjoy. So I'm giving this one 5 stars, and I just love the fact that the main character is super calculated, not only because she kind of knows the happenings of the world and the sequence of events based on her experience playing it, but also because of her own experience. And because there is that similarity between her and Penelope, there is, I think, a bigger understanding of exactly how these people could react and what exactly will get her the response that she needs in order to not die in the game. And there's also this big hanging question of, if she were to die, does she go to the real world? If she dies, will she just resets the game and continue going up until she accomplishes something significant or very, very specific. What happens if she does die? Like, what happens to the real her? And I'm super curious to see what the case is going to be when it does get to that. And now, because I did order this as well and it came in the mail recently, I've been looking at it, staring at it, wanting to read it. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to read something else within the STEM world from Ali Hazelwood, because I loved The Love Hypothesis, but the more I think about the concept of a series being fully about that, I'm not convinced that that is something I want to fully immerse myself in, because how different is one thing going to be from the other? But I did end up caving and I did buy Love Theoretically, and I think this one could be a cool one to read, so I think this will be my next read. I am also excited about her YA release. Are you guys excited about Check and Mate? I don't know if it's Check and Mate or just Checkmate, but that also sounds super cool, super wholesome, absolutely love it. And based on my understanding, I could be wrong, but oh, not this being bent, that was totally my fault. I think it doesn't have anything to do with STEM as far as the YA release goes, and so I am quite excited about that. And out of all of her new releases, including the STEM ones and also her novellas, Check and Mate or Checkmate, whatever it's called, is the one that I have heard the best reviews for the people who have read it early, and so that is quite exciting. But I do think Love Theoretically could be a nice next read. From a girl taking her vitamins and taking her meds right at the crack of dawn. It's not really the crack of dawn. It is currently 9:47 a.m. It's Saturday. Welcome to a second productive day. I'm even wondering if I should just vlog the entire weekend because there's a lot of productive stuff happening. And then tomorrow I am hosting family dinner, and so I need to figure out what I'm gonna make. I don't know which recipe I'll be doing tomorrow. I'm kind of wondering if I should do a shepherd's pie just because it's cost effective, it will be very, very delicious, and it's easy to make in the grand scheme of things. So I am wondering if shepherd's pie is what I need to make tomorrow for dinner. So I think that would be a vibe, a nice salad on the side. So you're gonna see me choose, and we're probably gonna have to go grocery shopping in the afternoon so that I can get all of the ingredients for said family dinner tomorrow. Aside from that, I am about to make breakfast because I have yet to have it, and I might make myself a little decaf coffee if I'm feeling a little frisky, you know, if I'm feeling like I'm doing a little something. So we'll see about the coffee, but definitely breakfast because I had a funky food day yesterday where I just wasn't really hungry and eating. I ate, but it was a struggle to kind of pick and choose what to eat. And so yesterday was rough. Today we're trying to turn it around. And so I'm about to make myself a scrambled egg and just have some waffles on the side, blueberry waffles to be very, very exact. We'll have brekkie, and Vin is here. And if she lets me be on camera, then we'll read Love Theoretically. finished all of the tasks for the day. I went live this morning for the readathon I have going on Patreon, and then I also did a little watch party for the National Treasure. Just now, we just finished. My brother also called me that he is off from work early, so we may just hang out tonight. I love that this went from cozy vibes, at-home vibes, to we need to go out and run an errand. It inevitably happens every single time, but that said, I did start Love Theoretically, and why is this so good? I was so hesitant to read this because, again, I loved the Love Hypothesis. I didn't hear the best things about Love on the Brain and the novellas as well, and so I wasn't really sure whether this was going to be something I'd enjoy, but love it. Academic rivals, intellectual equals, probably some pining at some point. I'm only 74 pages in, but I'm sure pining will ensue. The angst right now and the tension is just top freaking tier because we have our main character Elsie, who is a theoretical physicist, and she is currently up for a job at MIT to be a professor, and it just has better funding, better pay, better opportunities, better everything. Her life hasn't necessarily gone the way that she has wanted it to because academia sometimes doesn't pay very well. So she's an adjunct professor. She goes in between universities. Again, the pay is not good. And on top of that, being a theoretical physicist, primarily, there are a lot of people that don't take that seriously. And so as a side gig, she does fake dating. She is hired to essentially perform as a girlfriend, as a partner, as a wife, etc., depending on her client's needs. And the book literally starts with her fake dating a guy named Greg, and we immediately see his brother Jack and their interaction with each other, and you can just tell right from the get-go that these two are it. Jack and Elsie are going to be the ones. I didn't read the synopsis beforehand either, so I had no idea what the book was about, and so as part of this whole MIT situation opportunity she's got going on, she needs to do a round of interviews to see who gets the position because she is going against another candidate, and it is there that she finds out that Jack is part of this committee and that he'll make her job a whole lot more fucking difficult than it needs to be. And so far, it's so good. Her friend, oh, I forgot her friend's name, but her friend is freaking hilarious. Her name is Cece. She has a hedgehog called Hedgelizabeth Bennett. And I don't know why I cackled when I read that. Decided I'm gonna vlog the entire weekend, so this is just where we're at. But I can't wait to keep on reading and see where else it takes me. But so far, good progress, and I'm happy about it. Okay, so I'm thinking that today is a small purse kind of day because I don't know if I want to carry like a whole ginormous bag because it's going to be like a very quick grocery run, and so I think I'm just going to take my Lululemon belt bag. So keys are in, and then the two other essentials are a hand sanitizer because Lord knows I'm disgusted at everything I touch, and then just the wallet. So both of those things go in and we just go grocery shopping. It's going to be super quick, but I prefer to get this done today rather than tomorrow, Sunday, when everybody's gonna be going to the grocery store. It's just best to get it done today, friends. Okay, friends, we are back from the grocers. We got the things that we needed for tomorrow, plus a few other extra things that I was running out of. There was like a nice little, let's shop for family dinner, and then let's also do a small, tiny restock. And so now it's time to put all these things away and make sure that they're in their rightful spots. And after that, we are going to do a little unboxing because I did get my packages. Yeah! Very excited about them. Don't know what half of them are. I have 8 of them. I know one of them is the new cat litter I got. I got Pretty Litter. And so we're gonna be trying it out, but in the meantime, let us just put all these things away because Vin's already messing with the bags. And so here. And now for what you've probably been waiting for. You know, a little trusty knife. People get scared when I hold this because people are like, don't wave it around like that. Ah. Like, it's fine, guys. First thing we have is an Amazon package, which is very beat up already. So let us see. Oh, what is this? Oh, wait. Okay, so my newest hobby, which has actually been quite nice for when I do need to unwind because of my anxiety. Also, when I'm listening to audiobooks, it's just great. I know some people puzzle, other people do paint by numbers. I personally have fallen in love with diamond painting. I was doing some a little bit earlier when I was watching National Treasure with my patrons. However, I don't know where to store them because I do want to frame some of them and like put them around the house. I just don't know which ones those are going to be and like what's going to occur with that. And so I got this, which is like a folder situation where I can put my diamond paintings in and I can just have them in a single storage. I love the idea of this. I love the idea of just holding everything in a single spot and being able to not lose them, because Lord knows that just having loose diamond paintings is a recipe for disaster. And this is quite cute. It even has a handle and everything, and this was like $7, I think. Also got this for the cats. You can see Vin kind of doing that where she's like kind of chewing and biting and like scratching herself on the box. I've been seeing this thing everywhere. I got this little brush that you put in like corners and whatnot, and cats apparently really love this. And my cats are always scent marking. They're always like trying to scratch themselves with stuff, and so I thought that it'd be a nice addition to the household. Vin in particular, this one, hi Bubba, she really loves to just like scratch at her mouth area. She's getting in the box. So I got this, which is an applicator for the diamond paintings, because truth be told, hi Sil, it is very, very flimsy as far as what applicators the diamond paintings themselves bring. And so this is actually quite heavy. It's like quite sturdy. I think it's made out of acrylic, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I just wanted a sturdier applicator because mine is just bending and snapping, Elwooding it out. I don't want to get this off the plastic, but I'll just pop a picture right here. And I was like, yes, I need it. I didn't realize it was so big though. This is a 40 by 50 centimeters. I've only ever done, I think it's 30 by 40, just 12 by 16 inches is what I've done. So this is bigger than I was anticipating. Next up, I have got cat litter. So I've never tried pretty litter before. However, I was encountering issues in my bedroom because my apartment is small and I had to put, because of that, a litter box in my bedroom, which is not advisable, but I didn't have more space to put it in because the advisory is 1 litter box per cat plus 1 extra, and one of these cats is interrupting, so we're just gonna put her on the floor. And so I technically have 3, but I'm not sure what is causing itchiness on my skin. I don't know if it's me or I don't know if it's the cat litter. I was using clay-based litter, just regular sodium bentonite, whatever's available to me. It's unscented, but I don't know. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's the exposure to all of the different toxins and whatnot. And so I ended up getting pretty litter because it's a different base based on what I have researched and found out. And apparently it doesn't have a lot of that dust cloud that regular clay litters release, which may be the problem. We'll figure it out. A month's worth of pretty litter so that I can try this out, see also if the cats like it, you know, any improvements. I did remove the litter box from my bedroom though. I did put it in the guest bathroom, and so that's kind of where it is right now. But I did buy this just in case. It is not necessarily placement of the litter box, but more so the litter I'm using. Next up, we have got a package from Simon & Schuster, and let me tell you, if there is ever a package I have ever anticipated, it is the freaking Arc to Betting on You by Lynn Painter. You guys know I absolutely love her. I have read Better Than the Movies and The Love Wager. I still have the do-over to read, but I just know I'm gonna love it anyways. Like, Lynn Painter does not miss. And so I have been waiting for that Arc mailing to see if I managed to get one. And every time I open a Simon & Schuster package, it's something else. I know I don't pray every day, but please let it be betting on you. You guys, I will be the most annoying bitch ever. I am so excited about this. You guys have no idea. Besitos, gracias por asistir a esta función de Mel Reed. Love this. Thank you so much to Simon & Schuster. We have got 3 more packages. Oh, wait, this is my other diamond painting. Can you tell I have a problem? But yes, the ones I typically do are 30 by 40, which are honestly big enough. It's this and this. Like, it's a lot to get done. And this one is literally of a cat drinking coffee saying, coffee because murder is wrong. The Summer of Broken Rules. rules. I forgot I got this because I gave away my ARC to a friend a while ago, and we're not gonna speak on it because the people are making this sound extra interesting at the moment, and I'm weak like this, okay? We're not gonna talk about it. So I recently reread the Inheritance games. I fucking loved it. It was so good. And Liv has been raving about The Natural. She literally binged it in just a matter of like, I think like a week or something. I know she read all of it and she was obsessed, and she said it was like a Criminal Minds meets something else. I can't remember the other part. Jennifer Lynn Barnes won me over with that reread of the Inheritance games, and I have heard that this is equally as good. Okay, wait, apparently I missed a package. Let's be obnoxious together, okay? This shop on Etsy called Gigi and Bo. I'll link it down below. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put like a screenshot of the store, and they basically sell bookmarks. The cutest bookmarks ever. And I have been wanting to buy new bookmarks because one can never have enough. All of my bookmarks are like super, I'm gonna use the word grimdark, even though that's not the right terminology, but they're darker in tone and theme, or they are character bookmarks. And I just wanted something a little bit more neutral, something funky, something cool, and I finally gave in and I placed a Gigi and Bo order because I've been eyeing them for a really long time, and I thought it'd be cute to get these, and they're massive too. First of all, got these cats with Christmas hats on. I also got this Winnie the Pooh one. I loved the colors. Got this Scooby-Doo one. I love Scooby-Doo. Grew up watching it all the time, and the second movie, Superior, convinced me that it's not. Also got Halloween kitties, again with the tassel. This is just adorable. Like literally look at that. Cupcakes and donuts, very Valentine's Day themed, but I honestly just liked the red. Also this Disney one, I thought it was super cute for all of the Disney adults. Listen, might just be a vibe. Gay frog, because why not? Life is too short to not have a frog with a queer hat. Like I'm sorry, I'm a simple girl. Also got these little ghosties on the beach. Like look at this. Fried boba as well. This was the one that drew me in. As soon as I saw this, I was like, will I place a massive order just because of the gay boba? Yes, I will. And everybody will have to mind their goddamn business. And then I did get a few that are just the cardstock, no lamination, no tassel, no anything. First, I got the Grinch and like a Valentine's getup. Super adorable. I got a frappe, like a frappuccino. And then I got the slashers in Valentine's Day mode. Hats again. And then I got like this traveler bookmark that I also thought was super cute. And now we pick up the trash. Today is Sunday. Welcome to the last day of this vlog, and welcome to a day full of productivity. First of all, we're sprinting. Shout out to my patrons who, honestly, I will never get tired of saying it, here on YouTube, on Instagram, just like every single one of Mel's, my platforms, we just have the best people in here, honestly, because I was trying to live stream today. I do weekly sprints on Patreon every Sunday, and for some reason YouTube wouldn't let me. Like, it kept showing me like API errors, creation, broadcast errors, just a bunch of different stuff. But then the live show would start, and then it would only stream for 6 seconds and end by itself. And then StreamYard was like super laggy, and then I ruled out my Wi-Fi as a problem because like it seems like my Wi-Fi is fine. And I was just there for 30 minutes trying to figure out this situation while my patrons just took the initiative to start sprinting on their own on Discord. And then they were just like, listen, take this as your jaw rest day and just chill, rest your jaw, and let's sprint on Discord. And the way that that made me want to cry, I think I'm so hard on myself when it comes to my chronic condition and always wanting to do everything I did before I was diagnosed with my temporomandibular disorder. And I am constantly reminded, time and time again, that I do have to adjust expectations for myself, and that I constantly just have to embrace the fact that some things cannot be done the way that they used to, and that there will be be days where I need to have some rest. And it's hard. It's hard when I've never dealt with this before. So the adjustment period for my chronic condition has been immensely difficult. And that's actually something that I haven't really found online. And I understand why. Because I think whenever anybody's diagnosed with anything chronic that intrinsically affects the way that their everyday life goes, a lot of the time it's tied to trauma and stress and anxiety and a lot of negative emotions. And so I can see why people don't talk about it. But for me, it's just one of those things where I kind of want to see how other people have adapted throughout the process and how they've dealt with it, because it's a really tough thing to kind of get used to. And in my experience, I find that a lot of people don't talk about it, which is making it just a little bit more of an isolating experience. But knowing that I have y'all there to walk with me through the process just makes it all the more comforting and just so good. And I saw a few comments on my last video talking about how you guys also have bruxism and temporomandibular disorders, and it's just quite nice to talk to other people about it, because so far, based on what I've seen, a lot of people deal with it, but it's also a very unspoken thing, and there aren't a lot of resources sometimes for people to like talk to. And so there's that. Just thought I'd share this beautiful moment that we just shared on Discord and on Patreon, because it was really beautiful and it almost made me cry. Anyways, that said, we are sprinting, and I do want to read Love Actually, not that, Love Theoretically. Do want to read that, but before we do that, have to take the vitamins and meds for the day, first of all. Second of all, need to make the bed and pull up the roller shades, because the day is not fully starting up until my bed is made. And I did once again set myself up for success by tidying up yesterday, because now my house is clean and the only thing I have to deal with is my bed. I'm changing the cat litter right now, and I'm just making sure that Vin sniffs this before I put it in. So she's curious. She's like, what is this? So that's a good sign at the very least. Okay, she's immediately going in. I saved a little bit of the old litter just to see if she needs like that little incentive, but she's going in like right away. I think she might just kick around the litter because she's used to doing that as soon as I change it. Okay. Oh, she's going in. Oh, you guys, I'm so happy. Look at that. She's instantly pawing at it. Okay, cat number 2's in and touching. It seems like she's feeling it up. She's like, what is this sensation? Okay, so cat litter has been changed. Let's hope they take well to it. I have washed my hands. We are preheating the oven. We have got a baking tray right here. And I'm about to make some cookies for dinner tonight. I am not doing anything fancy, just some good old Betty Crocker with a twist. We're just going to add some macadamia nuts into this, and then we're going to freeze them because they just taste so good when they're cold. And so I'm just going to do this so that I can again set myself up for success for tonight and not have to worry about doing any of this later today. So we're just going to do a little baking, and we're going to live our waitress fantasy by doing so, okay? If I literally sing the entire time and I'm like, make it sweet, make it better, make it sour with lemon wedges. I'm just taking away all of the little clumps, all of the little clusters of dough, of flour, I should say. Hello friends, it is so late and I am exhausted. I am literally potatoed up in bed, and Sil is right here with me, but I am so freaking tired. Cooking dinner for everybody took it out of me. I didn't realize how much work that would be to host for so many people and cook for so many people, but it was amazing. It's always hard to get like the family together, and so I am grabbing Sunday nights as an excuse to kind of bring everybody together and host family dinner every Sunday. So I'm hoping that it sticks. I'm hoping that we can
make it work. But today was beautiful. It was lovely. Turns out we're kind of making plans to go watch Oppenheimer on Tuesday. I've already watched it. I did the whole Barbenheimer situation where we watched Barbie first and then Oppenheimer, but they haven't watched it. Like none of my uncles, my aunt, nobody's watched it. And so my brother and I are going to go with them on Tuesday, which I think is bound to be a lot of fun, but I am very tired. I feel like I've just been washing dishes these past few days. Does anybody feel like that, where they just have so much to wash, where you just feel like you're washing dishes all day long? And listen, I am the most impractical person ever because I do have a dishwasher. Ask me if I use it. I don't. I also have plates that are not dishwasher safe, but I literally use it as a, as a drying rack. I use it as a drying rack for all of my dishes. I don't even give it like a heat cycle. Listen, it's a whole mess. We're not going to talk about it, but I am ready to go to bed. I did read a little bit though. I've been reading Love Theoretically. I read like 30 pages of this. I got to page 102 and I really am enjoying this. Anything that has like the academic rivals, intellectual equals is something that I will hopefully, for the most part, I think I haven't experienced the opposite, but I tend to really, really enjoy it. And these characters are just neck and neck. They just know how to read each other so well. And it's probably because of like some shared experience. Jack literally just told Elsie, he's like, so how about the people pleasing? Huh? How about the very clear indication I can see of you molding yourself to whatever you think people want of you and not exactly who you are? And I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know you. And I love that. I love when they're able to just, I guess, see each other in a way that other people don't. I love to see that in romance books. And so having a good time with this. Also, Elsie showing her skill as a professor was so cool to see. It's kind of fucked in a way that she has to again mold herself differently to be easily digestible by a primarily male dominant classroom, and kind of battling all of those egos and all of the very Mojo Dojo Casa House opinions that reside in the classroom. But it's just been, I think, really interesting to kind of read that. And as somebody who is obviously not in the STEM field at all, hello, we're here. I do appreciate, I guess, like the exposure to that side of things, because although I have heard bits and pieces in the past about one, how academia sucks, but also the STEM field being particularly difficult for women because it's a male dominated industry. I think it's really interesting to see it through the lens of this, especially with Ali Hazelwood having experience in this too, and also being a scientist herself. I think it's quite fascinating to see it from the lens of an author like that. So I am enjoying this, and I would not be surprised if this ends up being my favorite Ali Hazelwood. And that is it for today, friends. That is all that I have for you in this vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up down below if you had a good time. If you've reached the end of the video, let's leave like some sciencey emojis down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more content like this. You know what to do, babes. This is Love Island. Literally started watching Love Island recently, and it's all that's in my brain. Somebody help me. Anyways, let me not go on another tangent. Have you guys read any of these books that I mentioned in this vlog? Do let a girl know, or if you're excited about any of them. As always, love to chat with you guys about these things. And what are you currently reading? Let me know. I am a nosy bitch first and foremost, and I would love to know what everybody's reading right now. And as always, if you want to support the channel further, Patreon is linked down below alongside all of my socials. Besitos, besotes, los amo, los quiero, los adoro y les compro un loro. Y chaito, hasta pronto.